Hi, I'm Aku. Welcome back to another episode of the Public Diary. I know I've been gone for the past 2 months. I took this hiatus, and honestly, I was in the making of another episode before this when I was in Korea. Just a quick flashback. I finished my very last semester in Korea. After that, I was supposed to go to the States this August, but I don't know, just recent decisions made me not want to go. So yeah, that basically prompts me to stay here in Dubai for a while. I'll be here for a while, but you will see me going around. At least that's what I hope to do. That's the plan. And if I'm being completely honest, when you're a study abroad student, at least in my case, my mom likes me to take care of myself. So she completely leaves the personal expenses on me. And personal expenses counting in, the studio shoots and everything. And it is incredibly difficult to find a podcast studio in South Korea, one that helps you also, in translations, because not everyone speaks English there completely fluently. But thankfully for like digital media and stuff, you can easily have your AI apps in handy and stuff. We had Papago. That's the app that I used to communicate with the owner of the podcast studio. And let me tell you, these podcast hours were not cheap. They used to charge me separately for the rental fees and everything. I'm not shitting on the studio. I'm just saying that it was very pricey. So yeah, that was not easy. That was hell. So whenever I would shoot an episode podcast, I would do 3 guests back to back for 3 hours because they would give me a bundle offer. You expect me literally for episodes 12, 13, 14, like I would have the guests go back to back. And one exits, the other one's at the door, and they're like, "Hi, Aku." They come in, and they're like, there's no time for cracking. There's no time to get to know the person in depth. So with all of those barriers, I decided to stop for a while, or I would just shoot at home. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm looking that side, it's because my friend is here with me in the studio today. Her name is Chanel. Long time coming, but she would refuse to get in front of the camera. So yeah, it's just me and her today, essentially. If you can hear her. So yeah, it was just super difficult to the point where I kind of gave up on that idea. So I would take breaks. I would be like, next episode coming out next week when it was supposed to get out on this weekend. And it just made me procrastinate even more. So I guess when there are obstacles in your life, you just tend to stop. At least for me, I stop. I don't know where to progress from there. Yeah, I would do them with my MacBook, and I had a mic, and I would just sit there and do a random episode on whatever I wanted to do solo, because it would be embarrassing if I invited someone else. Especially when I've thrown it in studios and like lighting and stuff like that, and suddenly you're sitting in my room with one mic. That's just bullshit. Aku, let's give everyone a fair chance. So that's what was going in my head, and that made me stop for a really, really long time. But before that, I did try to collaborate with this film student on campus. If you didn't know, I went to this sort of campus that had multiple universities, some that would be specialized in biomedical sciences, that kind of a university from, I guess it was Belgium. Yeah, Belgium. And then you had my university, and then you had Utah, and like arts, like for everything. We had FIT on campus as well. So I collaborated with a film student, and we had the guests, Angela and Athiha, who are a queer couple that I found on TikTok. And they were like literally, when I found their videos, both of them, hang on, super creative, super professional, and inspiring individuals as well, because you don't get to see the queer scene as much in South Korea, and getting that sort of attention and getting that sort of what would I say, like when it comes popping up in your algorithm and you get to see that kind of love being spread away, like, freedom of expression is one thing, but another thing is the quality of content. It blew my mind. And the amount of engagement they were getting and the response from not only foreigners, but Koreans themselves in the country is crazy. And it was supposed to be released during the month of July, so June, for Pride Month. Yeah. That was supposed to be out a long time ago. But thankfully, they both have been very supportive. And they're like, take your time. It's okay. It was fun nonetheless. So the thing is, my friend had the mic connected to my laptop, and there were audio files like going around. There were videos that were taken in different angles, but also at very different times. So I can't put that all of it together because I'm editing my own episodes. So I need a proper 72 hours straight on my laptop to work on that podcast, you know? I'm so sorry, Angela and Atiha and Ria, but that is the case. And that's why I've been so slow with it. So that was the episode that was supposed to come out, but I guess it'll come out after this at this point because I am still under the process of editing. We shot that in my uni. So essentially, Ria came on to help me with this project, and it was like a win-win situation. I'm just sitting in front of the camera and doing my stuff, and she's like behind setting up everything. Limited resources, so much to the point where I got a warning notice from the uni because it's a weekend and the uni is open, right? The uni is open. I went in and my friend did not have batteries to operate the mics. So I used to be an intern. I'm spilling these for I don't know what reason, but I'm leaving the uni.
Now you can.
Now I can. Now I can. But this is not to not to, make my reputation crazy or anything. I'm not that type of a person. But I'm just gonna be honest and say what it is because it's an honest mistake. And I did realize that when you're the student of a university, you're not entitled to the university's batteries. Got it. Lesson learned. But we did not have batteries, right? And our IT space was open.
Oh, shit.
So there were batteries always used for bigger classrooms, and then the professor would use the mic. So there were batteries just laying around. Got that. Open the mic, got batteries from that. We'll put it back. Went, dipped for 2 hours, came back, put everything back in its place, right? No one was there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We shot this on a Saturday. Monday morning, I receive a warning email.
Oh, no.
And I used to work over there. And my boss was so kind. She was so kind. Miss Lauren, I love you. She was like, we got that. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. I know. It's an honest mistake. It's crazy. I know. It's such a small uni. Our uni is literally a building. It's worse than a high school. It's just a building.
Like an apartment?
7 floors, but yeah. Yeah, you just went back and forth like this. There's no other space. So she was just like, it's small, I know, and it seems like you can...
Do whatever.
Yeah, but... Not no, but she was it's crazy. It's crazy. They would be so sensitive about this, but they are. So just write them something. So there I went on my desk. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
It was, but I put everything back in place. If nothing's in place, do let me know. If you want me to buy new batteries, just let me know.
Wow.
But I'm so sorry about taking them without your permission on a Saturday afternoon. But yeah. I did that, guys. They were like, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Your girl is still clean, okay? I'm not trying to get any criminal records. So that is coming out. But I'm not a stealer, guys, I swear. I swear, it was just you need to get something done because they were on their way and I was like, there's no other shops around. I spent the last 2.5 years in Korea. As you all know, my favorite number one place to be at. I begged my mom to study over there for study abroad. I love Korea. I love Korea. Honestly, I love. But when your time ends in a place, you just know. And I think that was my cue to leave. I actually had another semester there, another semester or two that I was supposed to spend over there, but I just went, no, I need to get out of here ASAP. That which I did. And I came back here and I'm with my family finally. I'm with my friends. And I'm navigating what's next. Yeah, so now that I'm finally back in Dubai, I'm meeting with my friends again. Actually, friend. Because we don't have any other friends. I'm joking. But I'm meeting up with Chanel a lot more, and we got to spend time talking about very interesting things. A lot, whenever I meet with my friends that I haven't met with in over a year or something, we just hop onto very interesting topics. I promise you. We're not complaining. We're just simply reflecting. And that's the topic that we were talking about the other day. You know what? Because Chanel, I'm going to be honest. I went back home and I realized how differently we all grew. Like we all are growing in such different ways, in the sense of some people are probably introverted at a very young age. Now they're coming out of their shell, they're becoming more extroverted. Other people, very extroverted, going back to, a little bit of a step back, a little bit of a security. Don't turn the camera on me. I get...
There's 2 cameras.
This is okay. That is not.
I just want a cute little...
She's trying to take a picture of me, but my instance is, even it's like... I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, you don't send me any of your pictures. And I was like, yeah, I don't take a lot of pictures of myself. Other than the times that me and Chanel are like screaming to Rao Alejandro. That's it. Rao. That's it. We're taking like nasty videos. Not nasty videos. They're just so raw. You know what I mean? Raw emotions. Raw reggaeton love. But when a camera turns to me, in the sense of taking a picture, I feel very uncomfortable.
That's so weird. Look at where we're sitting.
I know there are 2 cameras right here, but like, that's what it is,
You were saying...
I was saying...
You're introverted.
I can't be talking about this for the next 15 years of my life because I've talked about this way more than I need to.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I used to have a YouTube channel before this when I was a kid, yeah. And I would talk about inequality versus something...
Quality.
Yeah, inequality for women. I used to talk about being introverted and extroverted. But this one was more interesting in the sense of I met you. We had that sort of a reflections conversation, and it made me realize how much people change, and it's a like every second we're thinking something different.
I just remembered what you're talking about.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
And mind you, we're like friends for the past, I don't know, 4, 5, 6?
A lot of years.
5, 6 years almost at this point.
Yeah.
Because we met, we basically shifted to an IB school at the same time.
Yeah,
You were in grade 9,
yeah.
I was in grade 10, and every year we have every 6 months we're turning into some new thing.
Yeah, honestly, that's weird.
We also had a very interesting moment in our lives that helped change the trajectory of things, but I will delve into that maybe in another 20 years.
In another never year. Hello.
If I had the opportunity to, I would totally talk about it, but I don't, because it involves a lot of people, a lot of things. But yeah, that's what it is. And it was not only with you. The next day, I met Janine, one of my other friends, just casually name dropping.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And we talked about being phone addicts, being like addicts to our technology, to the point where we realized that it's not so often that people confront this sort of addiction, and everyone just shrugs it off. Like everyone uses the phone casually. We can't live without our phones is one way to put it, but the other way to put it is I can't let go of my phone, you know. And we've listened to this conversation a lot.
Yeah. I mean, our parents started it, honestly.
A lot, but like when I think about myself, I was just talking to her and I was telling her that I don't think it's just ADHD. I think it's whenever I move, I need my phone. Whenever I go to potty, I need my phone. Like it's to the worst point. It's in shambles. I remember going like for my first study abroad. When you're back home, you're under surveillance 24/7. I don't know about you, but me at least, like, don't use your phone. Don't use your phone. The minute I left, I had days where I couldn't get out of my bed without my phone. It's that bad. And I'm going to be completely honest about it because I still do. It's not like after this episode anything will change. But the awareness is good to have because then I can clock myself and say, okay, maybe it's too much. But still after that, it's like we've turned it not only into a helpful tool for our daily lives. We've turned this into I can't function without it, in the sense of like I can't go here without it. If you drop your phone for a day, I don't know, it depends from person to person, but for me at least, there are several things that I can't do. And some people's jobs depend on this right now.
What, being on their phone?
Yeah. Like the influencer life personality.
Right, yeah.
Being just holding a simple account page on Instagram or like TikTok, if they post like videos that are sort of bite size, it'll be, you have to be on there to engage with the comments. You have to be on there to repost, reshare, blah, 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 blah. Where have we come to? Like, it's just, I even had this conversation with my mom yesterday because she like advocates for AI so badly, right?
Really?
She's like, AI.
Auntie?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's like, AI is the future, which I agree completely.
Yeah, but wow. I wasn't expecting auntie to be like that. Nothing.
She's like, she thinks she's moving with the trends, but what I see here is the fact that, you know how we had these video games like The Last of Us or like any,
Yeah.
and they all show what? Ruin lands in year 3,780, 80, not 85. Let's not go that far.
3,000 is far enough already.
Yeah, the 3000s or something like that. And they show ruins and people like completely back to what? Wearing the most simple things, just holding guns.
Yeah.
I think that will be us essentially. Because by then, if AI machines are taking over our jobs already, that means AI machines will be in power ultimately.
Yeah.
And then we have to go back to the life that we don't know without them. Forget phones. You'll be like looking for water. You'll be looking for daily food instead of taking supplements that fill you up. Or maybe you just want to stay skinny legend Ozempic queen, but like that's your choice.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like we will go ultimately back into that time, you know? I don't know if you've heard, but like, I'm gonna name drop. GEMS has opened this like innovation and research school specifically in Dubai. They're opening it soon. And their starting fees are around 900,000 or something. It's like as good as buying a house.
Holy shit.
It's a British curriculum school. I'm like randomly just, GEMS, don't sue me. I love you. I'm a GEMS kid, but what the helly? And then but they're saying the teachers who teach over there are gonna get a really good compensation salary. So if you wanna probably be a primary school teacher, you guys know where to go in Dubai. But yeah, that's the future, and it's quite interesting. Not sure what to make of it. It's saddening in one way, but in another way, it's the reality that we must accept. The only thing that we're doing essentially as humans is adapting to it constantly. So that's why I was going back to the point where I don't think emotional intelligence anymore is just surrounding to your interaction with other people, but it is going to be to yourself as well. That's the near future. And that sort of emotional intelligence to not, you know, shame yourself for being on the phone, for like accepting that, for accepting that you use ChatGPT for everything, not only to write your emails, but also to ask, what am I diagnosed with? What does this mean?
Let's not normalize it.
Yeah, no, not normalize it. I mean, like, let's accept the fact that we do depend on technology a lot more than we let on, you know? And yeah, probably stop using AI at some point.
Hopefully soon.
But I don't know. I don't know. I think the next generation might stop using it.
I think we should just stop using AI art.
The art student has spoken.
Oh,
Just writing a simple email. Can you please write your own
that's
email?
fine. Like, who cares about that? Like,
I know. We all knew by the second month of ChatGPT who was using ChatGPT to write that damn email. Like the dash.
yeah.
Nobody.
Semicolons, suddenly.
And if you use ChatGPT to write your captions, get out. Because me and Janine were talking, and she was like, it uses some amount of gallons of water per day, per search. Because technology is not using electricity anymore, it's depending on hydropower. So my mom went double down on it, and she was like, you know, China is now making their first hydropower factory.
Wow.
And I went,
Oh, yeah.
that's concerning.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, God.
What about our fishes? What about my tuna? What about my nigiri?
Yuri.
What about my salmon that I like to eat? Are they gonna live? What about my Dory? Is she gonna be okay?
But what about their lives minus you? Like,
Minus me?
why is it about you? Fish lives matter. Regardless whether you're eating them or not.
What about us drinking water? Like, we need water for a
I don't know if there's like all the water in the world. Like, you're making it seem like we're gonna be dehydrated.
It's not only going to be ChatGPT, it's going to be all these AI companies. So, computer science students, kindly stop.
I don't think they're doing that.
I don't know, whatever you software engineers are doing. We love STEM students, but also please find STEM solutions.
Facts.
Not in destroying our world, please. How did this episode get so environmental friendly? I hope you guys are still listening because it's very important, okay? We're trying to be advocates over here. We're trying to make use of this podcast. As per what I heard, podcasts are also going to shed. So I don't know about my job anymore. I've barely started. Please don't make me quit.
We were supposed to talk about.
Okay, yeah, fine. We'll get into that. Guys, refrain from talking stages. Please. Please. I've sat on one for 6 months. Shamelessly gonna put it out there. Shamelessly. Sat on one for 6 months. 7 at this point. Met this person in the bumfuck of Korea. I'm joking. We might have explored a bit, okay? But it's been stretching out for 7 months now. Where is the ring? I'm joking. Take your time, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe it's just that point in my life where I need to be still in the air. That's why this is all happening. But I'll let you know what happens. If you're the one who's sitting on a 7-month talking stage, block.
Get alive.
Report. Get a life. We have a life. That's why it's been going on for 7 months. Secure.
What?
Do or don't. Go die. But like, do or don't. Whatever you want to do, just make sure that you're okay. doing it, obviously. But I preferably don't want to be in a talking stage during my summer. I want to have the time of my life in my summer. But I still, it's always running in the back of your head. And that's what's so terrible about our generation, or if we should say a benefit also in some ways, because you are also getting that aspect where you get that dopamine, but you don't need to commit. Emotional connection and la 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 delulu.
Yeah.
You're in your head, get out. See the world, and don't get scared of making mistakes. I think what people are really looking at these days is they want to find the one. I think we've adapted this from millennials where we need to find the one. And that's why we jump into all these talking stages. We are on each other's snaps. We are on each other's Instagram, seeing stories. Who's not seen? How much time did he take? How much time did she take? Did they respond to my message? It's been 5 hours. I hit her up. Hasn't texted me all day. What the hell? But, if you're committing to it, if you're committing for the ride for 7 months, you might as well just do it and see where the hell it goes.
That's the worst mindset ever.
Chanel's opinion is that it's the worst mindset. I think it's an experience. Would you rather have a crush of 2 months and then find out later in those next, 10 months that they were the shittiest person? No. You find now. Yeah, the most interesting thing is I only met them for 2 days. And I think within those 2 days, I enjoyed their company. But for some reason, we've been talking for every single day.
I didn't think of it like that.
As a friend, obviously. The friends know the way you taste. La, la, la.
Oh my god.
Okay. You know what? When am I not spiraling? Let's talk about that. Because where was I gone for the hell of 2 months? It was not just Korea in itself. I think I was in my head a lot for the past 6 months. I thought it was going to be the best year of my life. I thought I was going to progress career-wise. But I think I just went on a worse path than I needed to. And no, it is not the parties, mama. Calm down. It is not the parties. The parties have nothing to do with this. I think it comes from a place where you have no idea where you're going. And it looks like everyone has everything figured out. And I know I've talked about this before, but the other day I also had this conversation with my friend where they graduated. And you know how in career paths you have these different professions and you're deciding and debating on which specific which specific post do I go for. And it is never given to you. There's no rule book given to you on how to do these things. I would say back then it was a lot more simpler, I think, to just go on an entry position and then you progress. But right now with the job market dying, with jobs being taken over by AI and everything, where are we headed to? It's insane to the point where you are left lost in the world. So the first thing you do when you get out of graduation is either you work as a sales attendant in a retail store, or you go work in a barista, and then you figure the hell out whenever you come back home. By the time you come back home, you've busted your ass in the shop, and you're coming back home with a really low energy. So I think there is less of a securement even after your education life. And I've always said this, but I'm not the biggest fan of academics. It's not only because I don't have a nut in my brain. It's also because I think it's getting to the point where capitalism is just using the name of education everywhere possible. These standardized tests, these extracurricular activities that you need as well, these extra reports that you need to submit in. By the time you're in KG1, you're like, mama glue for my assignment that I need to bring into class tomorrow.
That was insane.
Give a break. Give a break. can you not teach children to, I think the realest learnings that you can have that is useful for life starts from your home, starts from the people around you. When you go to school, you learn all the things that society counts as is learning. It is not necessarily a thing that we need unless you're going to something very specific. So I would rather like advocate for educational institutes to be specific when they want a child to learn, or be broad, as broad as possible. But don't make it such a criteria that if you don't do this, you can't do this. Don't give the child the option to see where they fail. With these grading systems, with the fact that you need to you you need to achieve some sort of level to even be accepted. That is where you're drawing a line for people, and they're not able to see further. And it's worse with the upcoming generation because they're relying on AI heavily. If they don't know what to search for after this, we're basically fucked. We won't have the right people in the right positions. And it's not like, oh, because they're not studying doctor or they're not studying law or engineer, they can't do something. Oh, come on, let's leave that conversation for the past. Let's look at something a little more innovative if you want to talk about innovation. So I think there's a lot of things to be improved. It's not just the political situation about the whole world or the economical situation. It's starting from what we're teaching our kids. What kind of a world are we giving them to hope about? I had a blog post written where I see academics as a societal requirement, and I still stand by that statement. And I had an AI do like a random podcast episode, and my mom loved it so much, and she was like, "You should do a podcast on it." No, I'm not going to do a podcast on it. I don't want another episode where I talk about educational institutes, but this is exactly what I discussed about. Is the problem is not with what we're expecting of our children. It's where we're setting these limits, setting an environment where we condition them to think this way or there's no other way. This way or there's no other way for you to flourish, or go be a driver or go be a janitor. You know what? We're going there regardless. So before that happens, let's just, stir the wheel a little bit the other way. So clock that. Stand on business with that. But you agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that education was free like some of these countries as well.
Yeah, we've studied in, okay, so one thing people need to know about Dubai is that no school is free. At least for expats who want to study in a proper, like, not the Emirati curriculum, they want to study in some sort of other curriculums. You are going to a paid school. And I wouldn't say it's the worst experience either, because compared to a lot of schools I've heard from friends in Europe or friends in America or stuff like that, they've had an experience with public schools.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my rant about what needs to be changed in the world. It was so sustainable. It was so scrutinizing. KHDA, don't sue me. Don't even go through my grades. You'll find nothing. You know what? I feel like Chanel was involved for the majority of my high school time. And high school I consider 10, 11, 12 plus. And Chanel knew that, I was never like academically driven. I was driven by my extracurricular activities, and I used to have a dance group.
Yeah, I think I've never heard about your academics, more about like dance.
Whatever is going on in my
everything else.
yeah. And that shaped the values that I have today. That shaped most of what I knew on how to navigate opportunities for myself. Being in school only limited me to the fact that I need to have an assignment deadline. I have this deadline. If I needed so many deadlines, man, I know that I have my fine deadline tomorrow. I have my insurance health bill deadline tomorrow. That's fine. That's nothing beyond that. And it's like, oh, you learn to research, you learn to do this. I know that I can go on the web and figure out how to research by myself. So those kinds of skills are not what we want to equip our children with in the future. Rather, experiences that and memories that they would never forget, things that actually help them build their career path from early on, because you don't have these child stars reaching success for no reason at a very young age. For that reason, they've had to quit school.
High school dropouts.
Yeah. So instead of that, we might as well build a system, programs where people can get to engage with what they like early on, you know? And isn't that how everyone tends to find out their passion? Usually at a very early age. Someone is like, or at least for me, always used to sit in front of a camera. So that's how you know that
That's very fair.
it takes a really it takes passionate educators to really spark those kinds of interest in you as well.
Definitely.
You brought up another idea in my head. Get rid of the idea where you need all rounders. Get rid of it, please. I don't need to be good at swimming. I don't need to be good at music. I don't need to be good at math and English and science.
That's what the whole point of specializing is, right? It's because you're good at one thing, like that's so good at one thing that you're like gonna pursue it.
At the end of the day, you go into a specialized job.
Yeah.
How do you expect someone to function all different ways? That's not going to work out. And yeah, maybe you're gonna say something like it's actually it's barely the bare minimum. The bare minimum is you getting your own coffee and not getting an assistant to go get your coffee.
Hell yeah.
Oh, internships. Let's talk about the real problem. Cause what is going on? I have a fight to throw with these companies, with these corporate companies. Are you looking for Harvard students in your position? If that's the case, go to US and do that. Oh my God. I try to look for jobs over here. Try to look for internship positions. Everywhere I apply, I'm like, okay, this can get me something. There's no response, no feedback as to why your application gets rejected. It's straight up rejected.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm applying then. Your O went like, oh. Girl. It's like very avoidant attachment. Please say something. Especially internship positions, and when you leave it out so vague, at the end of the day, you want us to be coffee assistants and preparing your lunch and preparing your invoices. What is the point?
They don't even pay you. They don't even pay you.
They don't even pay you the bare minimum. At what cost are you giving us an experience? It is annoying because right now I think the trend in Dubai is to have networks. It's not only Dubai, it's happening worldwide, but I think Preeti Malik had posted a video where she was like, oh, Preeti Malik, I know, but she was Preeti Malik, Chris Faye, they were my idols.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an RJ at one point in my life.
I remember that, weirdly enough.
What, that I wanted to be an RJ?
Yeah, I think you told me that. That's insane.
I talk too much, that's the point you're making.
No.
But she had posted something where they were like, oh, CEOs of companies nowadays, or not CEOs, but companies nowadays are saying that they don't want to hire Gen Z because of blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. What? Their attitude, their work ethic, them sitting on their phones. And then the arguments from Gen Zs were, maybe pay us.
No, real.
maybe don't have such a backwards mindset. So there are a lot of arguments, and I think millennials have conformed to this sort of whatever the older generations want.
They have a way of working. I feel like Gen Z is very outspoken about
Yeah.
what they want, and they don't hold back. So I think that's very.
I'm going to dive into something else, but I never spoke to my teachers in high school. I was never outwardly, I was never can I talk to you? Can I speak to you about this, this, this? I don't know what went wrong with my this. I don't know why.
No, Loki.
Same.
Yeah, no.
What were we scared of?
No, it's not because I was scared of it. I just didn't find them useful enough to talk to.
Not only useful, there was no connection.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult, for me at least. I don't know if you would feel the same.
They low-key do be scary, though.
Maybe you should focus more on the people that are not getting sevens. Maybe you should offer therapy in high school. Right now we're just speaking. But anyways, those are the things that I wanted to lash out about today. This is probably my only solo episode for a while, unless I decide that I need more therapy conversations with you.
Yeah.
So happy that Chanel got to join me for this because this is where I can be ranting. Chanel, what is your advice or feedback for me for today?
Your posture.
Let me just
Yeah, no, I can hear the
booty work.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was a good.
Do you have any feedback for me as like a speaker? I feel like I speak
We
fast.
should keep a script. Is my feedback.
I usually have scripts. I
At least
just
it's not like a script like oh you say this like just like talking points so you don't like stray away for like 1 hour.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was my game plan for today.
It was
Okay.
good though. It was
Okay. Okay.
fun. It felt like an actual conversation. Good.
Baddies episode.
Hey.
Baddies only. Anyways, okay. Subscribe, please. I need sponsors. Share this with your family. Share this with your aunt, uncle, everyone, and anyone. Share this with your dog. I bet it has a phone at this point. Share this with your principal because they need a break. You know, they need a break from the school life. Also, I don't know what I'm saying. I have a headache. I need
We
you.
need to eat.
I need you. Oh, yeah, we need to eat. But I need you guys to come join me on the next episodes because it is going to be super fun. I'm super excited to be back anyway. You're going to be seeing this setup for a long while. So, bye bye. I love you so much.
Oh. Oh wait.
You want to come? You want to pop in for 2 seconds?